Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, and hey if you're new here, my name is Caitlyn. If you guys didn't know, I'm an elementary education major here at Campbell University in North Carolina, and this time next year I will be graduating with my bachelor's. That just blows my mind, you guys. So last night I was making my schedule for this upcoming year and this summer because I'm going to be taking summer classes, and it hit me. I graduate in spring of 2022. But anyways, so recently I've been getting a lot of questions what I use to take my notes in school. I've mentioned this in a few videos before, but I have the newest iPad Air. Along with that, I have this spec case that I got from Best Buy. I know a lot of people buy theirs off of Amazon, but I love this case. So it's protected all the way around, and there's also this little lock on the side, so you can lock it so it won't open. But along with that, the back of the case, the camera is protected. It's this little square right here. It protects the camera, so if you're not using it, you can just cover it up and even tell that it's really there. And so when you open it up, I have my Apple Pencil. I had the second generation one because that was the only one that was compatible for this iPad. But along with that, the case is also one of the portfolio cases, I guess you could say. You can flip it up and it can sit up on its own. Going on to what the specific things that I use to take my notes, I use the app Notability. You do have to pay for the app in the App Store, but I do not regret it at all. But if you don't want to have to spend the money to get the app, I've heard a lot of people talk about taking notes on Microsoft Word. I think there's also GoodNote, OneNote from Microsoft Word. There's a couple of them, but trust me, it's worth it. I absolutely love Notability and I highly recommend it. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start screen recording on my iPad, and we're going to get started, and I'm going to show you guys what I use and how I take my notes.
All alone in a room, but you're not laying next to me.
So once you go into my iPad, this is what it looks like. So I don't really have much on here. The only apps that I typically use are Spotify, Zoom, Procreate, occasionally YouTube, and of course Notability. That's probably the most used app that I have on here. If you go into the app, this is what it looks like. So I have the 4 classes that I take notes in. I'm taking more classes than that, but these are the ones that I heavily take notes in. My education curriculum class, my math class, my psychology class, and my history class. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my education curriculum class. I'm going to show you guys one of my most recent notes that I made. It was a study guide for my education curriculum midterm. And so going in here, this is what it looks like. It's about 11 pages long. And no, I absolutely did not handwrite or create all of this. So starting off, we're going to pretend like we're going to create a new note. And so we're going to click this little pencil at the top, and we're going to click on it. And you have a blank document that you start freshly off with. So if you hit these 3 dots on the side, you're going to see the paper, view, info, and help options. And you're going to click on paper. And with that, you can literally change the color of the paper and how it looks to your preference. So typically I use the white or the cream, just because that's what I prefer, but there's also yellow, purple, pink, all kinds of different stuff. And also you can leave the page blank. You can add lines to make it look more like a notebook, or you can add these grids or dots depending on whatever works best for you. But this is typically what I use to make my notes because it looks more like a notebook paper, and that's just for my preference. So up here at the top, you have your toolbar, you have your text where you can actually you can type into the note, which I don't typically do because I have my Apple Pencil, and so I write. And so then you have your pencil, highlighter, eraser, this little clipping tool, which I will show you guys later, and then just a little button where you can just scroll and not mess with your notes. Up here are your favorites. So in this little box right here that I'm moving around, this is what you would consider your favorites. So you have a highlighter, I have a fatter pen, a different color pen and like the one that I typically use to write with. And so with all of that, you have all of these colors that you can use. Like these are ones, this page and this page are ones that are pre-loaded onto the app that you can use. But you can also create your own colors, which is what I did here and here. So you can click this button right here and you can literally create any color that you would like to. So for my sake, because we all know that my favorite color is pink, we're going to make a pink color. So right there, I just made a color, and then like you can add it. See, like it just added it right here because this pink was not there before. And so we're just going to come in here and we're going to write. So this is a pencil. I'm just going to write a little note. We're just going to write something fun. So I wrote subscribe. So with that being said, if you guys have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. I would love it if you guys would join our cute, awesome little family. That would mean so much to me. But we can go back here and we can highlight. So this is like a pencil, and now I'm going to use a highlighter just to make it fun. I can go back behind it and highlight and just make it super cute. I'm starting a fresh new note. So this is, we're going to pretend like this is my heading. One of my favorite things is that if you draw a shape in here and you hold down, the app will automatically make it like perfected, I guess you could say. So if I sit here and I make a sloppy circle and I hold, well, not that. Say I sit here and I make a sloppy circle, but I want it to be perfect. I hold down and it creates a more perfect circle. Like it's even and all that kind of stuff. But you can also sit here and move it around, place it wherever you need to. Okay, so we see how in my little quote, we went outside the lines. You can adjust how you would need it to be. So next, another thing is this little clipping tool right here. So it's kind of like a little squiggly line. Say I didn't like where something was, or I got behind taking my notes. So, and you have to go back later and add in the notes that you missed because you had to move on. This little tool has come in handy so many times. So what you can do is you'll use this little clipping tool around the shape that you want, or the little section you want to move, and you move it wherever you need to. Another thing along with getting behind on notes, not being able to keep up, is the fact that you can record your notes or your lectures within this app. So up here, I'm going to go click on it. You click on the little microphone and right now it's recording. So say that I want to stop, but the next day you're coming back and you're going to continue those same notes that you worked on yesterday because you haven't finished that section. You hit the button and it stops. But then you can press it again and it's going to continue. You're going to go down and you're going to see like the recording. So we've got where you can press play, click. You can change how fast the time on it goes. And then you can skip through, like you can skip by 10 seconds ahead if that's not what you need. But you see this little tick mark that's down here? This is where the lecture, where you stopped recording and you started again. And then on the side over here, you have note replay. So what note replay is like for how I would use it is if you're studying, so like you have your recording and you're trying to study, but you can get overwhelmed with all of your notes and you're trying to stay with, like trying to remember what the professor said while you wrote those notes, this, that, and the other, and you're getting overwhelmed or confused. If you put note replay on, it's going to go along with the recording. So you start writing at 5 minutes into the lecture because you had nothing to write. Your notes are going to disappear until that 5-minute mark hits, and then it's slowly going to come back as you were writing, as like the recording was taking place. So going in here, I'm going to show you the midterm study guide that I created for this class a couple weeks ago. So you see here how I love to color coordinate things. I draw and I insert things from other places. So I'm a very color coordinated person. I like to have my vocabulary in one color, people in one color, my overall headings in one color, subheadings in a different color, and all kinds of stuff. I'm a very colorful person, and that's just what helps me stay organized and focused. But like I said, I didn't rewrite all of this. I copied and pasted all of this from either Blackboard, from stuff that my professors have provided, other notes that I've taken, or from the internet. So we can use this same little clipping mask to insert notes from another page. So we're going to scroll all the way down here at the bottom, and we're going to go out, and I'm going to take something from the notes that I took yesterday in my class, and we're just going to take this little section right here. So I'm going to take this little clipping tool. I didn't even get to take whatever note was down here, but we're going to take it and we're going to click on it and we're going to hit copy. And then you're going to go back out and you're going to hit midterm or whatever note that you need to go back to and copy and paste this in, and you're going to hit paste. And you can literally move it wherever you need to. Along with that, you can, so like all of these little graphs and stuff that I drew are things that I took from my other notes. But right here, this picture, this digital picture right here is something I copied and pasted from my professor's Blackboard page. And so up here, you can use this little plus button and you can add pictures from your like your camera roll. You can actually take a picture from your camera and add it. You can add a document scan, a GIF, a PDF from like a website, sticky notes. You can literally, anything that you need to add, you can add it. Like this thing is absolutely amazing. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to show you guys. We're going to hit this plus button. We're going to go to photo library and we're just going to add this quote that I have on my home screen for my iPad. So it's going to add it, and you can adjust the size. You can make it bigger, smaller, move it wherever you need to. But you guys see this little line that's right here. This is where your page splits and another one begins. So on the side over here, I have 11 pages. So like if you're trying to add a picture and you make it too big, or you're close to the bottom of the page, see like right now I'm trying to put it on top of that line. It's not going to let me, and it's going to move it back up to the page that was before it. So you just want to make sure when you're doing this to make sure that your pictures fit on the page, or it's going to try to overlap it onto something like, so like it's going to try to overlap it or put it under notes that you've already written. So you want to make sure that your pictures fit, and you want to put it down on the page that works best for you. Another thing that I really enjoy about this app, so say your professor gives you a reading assignment, you can download the PDF or whatever they provide you and insert it in here, and you can highlight and draw or make notes on it. So like what I'm doing right now, you can draw and do anything with it. The thing that I really enjoy about this app that has come in handy, not just for myself, but other friends that are in my classes, is that you can share your notes even if your friends or whoever you're trying to share this with do not have the Notability app. So you can download it as a PDF and you can share it with whoever you want to, and they do not have to have the app. With that being said, I feel like this feels like it's the equivalent of handwriting your notes, but also being digital. I feel like it's really the best of both worlds, and I absolutely love it. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If there's anything iPad recommendations that you guys have, or know of anybody else that would love to use it, please let me know and comment it down below. But while you are down there, do not forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I will also leave my Instagram username somewhere on the screen if you guys would love to follow me there, because I would love to have you. Thank you guys again for watching today's video, and go tackle your day and be more productive. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys later. Bye.
And just dive into the deep and cry.